Hello, it's Toaster Party, and today I tried playing Common Charity on EDOpro. There was one problem. Every single time that I tried setting up a match against someone playing a Common Charity deck, whoever would pair with me was playing something that wasn't Common Charity. And so in at least one game, I had Bloom Diva versus DPE. So today I'm just going to go over a few of the games that I played with Common Charity Lunalight versus advanced decks. None of them are like huge meta threats, but it was still a ridiculous set of games. Here's my current Lunalight list. The interesting things about this list is that it's running the Ostinetto Bloom Diva package because Bloom Diva is just a very powerful card, as Duel Links would show you. Currently don't have an Evil Sworn Nightmare, so I can't really run it. Another thing is that the side deck is a little off because I'm missing a few Common Charity side deck staples. But without further ado, let's hop into the games. So the first game I ended up playing was against Sword Soul. Definitely not a Common Charity legal deck. So they go first, and their hand is nuts, and I have one single form of disruption, and Ash Blossom is not enough against Sword Soul. Going to Ash the Moye, because I think that's what I'm supposed to Ash. I don't know Sword Soul very well. They're going to go into the Long Wand, which then allows them to sink into a Baron de Fleur, and they're going to burn me for 1200, set 2, and pass. So I'm going to attempt to activate Foolish Burial Goods. They chain Imperial Order, and that's just the game. I cannot do anything from here. There was a second game, but the exact same thing happens, except for the fact that instead of Imperial Order, they activate Nemesis Eschatos, and they call Dark. Meaning, again, I don't get to play the game. Here we are with Game 2, and again, they are not playing a Common Charity deck. They are playing Sacred Beasts. As you can see, there's at least 2 cards in this hand that only come in either Super or Ultra. That being Infinite Impermanence and the opening of the Spirit Gates. You think that putting a note, people would read it, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are notorious for not reading things. But let's hop into the game. We're going to start off by normaling Lunalight Emerald Bird. They imperm that. Okay, I'm just going to polymerization my entire hand away, hoping that a copy of Lunalight Saber Dancer will be enough. I'm able to then change a Kaleidoschick to send Purple Butterfly, which will then let me summon another Kaleidoschick, which will let me send the Yellow Martin for setup plays for the next turn. So I'm going to then change the Martin and then make a Time Thief Redoer, which will hopefully be enough of a disruption on my opponent's turn. I'm able to get a spell which will allow me to get an extra draw, so I'm going to tag out the Redoer, getting a Lunalight Perfume to hand. Martin's going to trigger, getting me a copy of Lunalight Fusion. They're going to then summon the Chaos Summoning Beast, making Raviel Lord of Phantasms, and then the other Summoning Beast. They trade the Raviel for the Saber Dancer, and then they make Haman. They use the effect of Chaos Summoning Beast to get the Fallen Paradise, meaning I can't target their Sacred Beast with card effects. So I get my Redoer back, and I get a monster off the top, which is really sweet because I drew Ostinetto. Ostinetto then makes Bloom Diva. I then summon Kaleidoschick to get another Yellow Martin in rotation to bounce back the Kaleidoschick, and then I can Lunalight Perfume, get back the Emerald Bird. Emerald Bird sending the Perfume so I can get another search. Then going to get a copy of the Crimson Fox to the field. I'm then going to fuse away my board into a copy of Lunalight Cat Dancer. Then going to make a copy of the Tornado Dragon to remove the Fallen Paradise. Then going to use Bloom to clear the Haman. Then going to attack in for Lunalight Cat Dancer, dealing over 5,000 points of damage. Here we are with Game 3, and hey, our opponent's hand is completely Common Charity legal. We're getting somewhere. Unfortunately, when I checked the deck after this game was over, they were running Supers and Ultras that were only in the Cyberdark Structure deck. This is essentially just the Cyberdark Structure deck with like 3 copies of it put together. This is a not very good board for my opponent. My hand is generally bad except for the Ostinetto, which will allow me to go into a Bloom Diva, and then I have a Monster Reborn, which will bring back the Maestra. Maestra attack the face down, Bloom go in for 1,000. Pass my turn to the opponent. My opponent can then activate the effect of Nashter, sending Cyber Dragon, summoning Nashter, summoning back a Cyber Dragon, then normaling the Cyber Valley, banishing the 2 mini Cybers to get 2 cards to hand. They then discard Cyberdark Cannon, and then attack over my Maestro with a limiter removal Cyber Dragon. Their field is now cleared. And I just drew Foolish Burial Goods, which fixes my entire hand. Going to then send the Lunalight Perfume, sending the Trap, getting to summon a Kaleidochick from deck. Going to then send a Bird, bring back the Bird, sending the Martin, which will then give me a copy of the Lunalight Fusion. Lunalight Perfume effect, getting a copy of the Rabbit to hand, going to then bounce my Kaleidochick to summon the Martin, and my opponent just scoops it up. Up next, our matchup is Blackwing, Raid Raptor, Phantom Knight. And our opponent's hand is pretty good. This is probably one of the better decks we've seen so far. So they're going to summon 4 monsters and then go into Y-Strix. Y-Strix then gets the Raider's Wing. They then are able to go into 4 Strix, which then allows them to get a search. They're going to search the rank up to their field. They're going to make some more level 4s, go into Rusty Bardiche, getting a monster negate to field, then sending the Cloak to get a Boots, going into Borreload Savage Dragon, and then they're going to activate the rank up, making the 4 Strix and turning it into an Infinity. So they have 2 Omni Negates and a Fog Blade. Okay, well, our hand's still pretty good. We're going to Foolish Burial, sending off the Perfume, sending out the Trap, which got stuck in our hand, summoning the Martin to field. Then going to go with Kaleidochick. They're going to negate the Kaleidochick. What they don't realize is that it sends for cost. Then going to activate the effect of the Tenki, getting additional search. Use the effect of the Bird to get a search for the Lunalight Fusion by sending off Martin. Then going to fuse all 3 into a Saber Dancer, a card that cannot be targeted. They're then going to use the Omni Negate on one of my cards in Yard, then going to make a Cat Dancer, then going to use Lunalight Crimson Fox to negate the effect of, or negate the attack of the Borreload Savage Dragon, putting it to 0 attack. I then am able to negate the Fog Blade targeting the Cat Dancer, and then they Nibiru. I was Nibiru'd using Lunalight. So they actually can't really out this token. They go for Rusty Bardiche, and then they go into IP Masquerena, but they can't link away Bardiche using IP, so they scoop it up because I can just attack with the Nibiru token. And here we are with the final deck that we played against. And this one was the only match, aside from the Sword Soul one, which was just terrible. Well, here we are, and we're playing against Fluffle. This is where the DP comes into play. So, we're going to go first. Foolish Burial of Goods, sending off the Trap, then upstarting, drawing a Emerald Bird, pretty sweet draw, sending off the Sheep, then getting an Ostinato, not very useful. We're then going to go into a Kaleidochick, which is then going to send a Yellow Martin, which I'm then going to tag out. Then going to go into a Time Thief Redoer, hope to get something good, but I also get to send a Yellow Martin, which lets us get a search, and clears our board for an Ostinato to make a Bloom Diva. Then going to Monster Reborn, getting a, I believe it's LG, a card that prevents my Melodious cards from being targeted. So I'm then going to pull a Fluffle from the top of their deck using Time Thief Redoer. They're going to start off their plays, Fluffle Dog, Fluffle Sheep, sending a Fluffle Bear to set the Torvender to field, going into Predaplant Verte Anaconda, and sending a Fusion Destiny. Going to tag away my Time Thief Redoer. They're going to then send away my LG. What they can't actually do, they can't get rid of the Bloom Diva because it can't be destroyed by card effects. The LG was able to be hit because it just says it can't be targeted, and DP doesn't target to destroy. So they're going to pop a few cards on my field, and I'm able to make a Cat Dancer here. I'm going to go to Kaleidochick, sending the Yellow Martin, resummoning the Kaleidochick, sending Yellow Martin, go into a Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, taking the attack from the DPE, resummoning a Kaleidochick, and then crashing the Bloom Diva into the DPE, but mine will survive because it can't be destroyed by battle. And then I swing in for lethal. So here we are with the second game of the match, and let's see if we can make the magic happen twice. So we're going to start off by normal summoning Emerald Bird, sending off a copy of Yellow Martin to get a Lunalight Fusion. Then we're then going to tag out the Martin with the Bird, fusioning into a Cat Dancer, resummoning out a Kaleidochick, which will then be able to be Xyz'd into a Time Thief Redoer. So we're going to then get the Redoer, get a monster. Not super useful. They're going to Toy Vendor, sending off Celestial. Okay, they can't make DPE here. They're going to go for Bear into Dog, go to Proxy F Magician, which is a bit strange. They're then going to use the Instant Fusion to bring back, or to summon out a Fluffle Owl, lets them search for polymerization. They then fuse their board into a Sabertooth. Sabertooth lets them bring back the Fluffle Sheep. They then summon Edgimp Sabers, link off into Cross Sheep, and they attack into the Lunalight Cat Dancer. So in response, I chain the Time Thief for Doer, which basically means they can't attack it. And they keep attacking into it, but Cat Dancer can't be destroyed by battle. So we're going to take a spell off the top of their deck, going to kaiju away the card that can't be targeted, and then attack into their field. So they still get to keep the sheep because it comes back after being attacked, but we've basically cleared their board. We're going to Time Thief for Doer, grab a monster. They're going to activate Edgimp Sabers here, which doesn't make much sense. And because I wasn't thinking, I didn't activate the Time Thief for Doer in the main phase, so they attack over it. But I fix it by drawing Tanky. Then going to get the Yellow Marten back, going to Lunalight Fusion away into a Cat Dancer, use Crimson Fox effect to reduce the attack of the sheep to 0 and let it attack twice, ending the game. Wow, that was a wild ride. While I was hoping to get to play against some Common Charity strategies, I do believe this did help me learn the deck a bit better, even if it is against decks that I will not be facing in Common Charity events. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you comment, leave a like, and subscribe, and I hope you all have an excellent day.